When your idea is rejected by the boss, it's like playing tug-of-war with a monkey and falling into a poop pit together. Kyle was disheartened but cooked his unchanged signature dish, as usual. This isn't the boss' first time appearing at crucial moments like Panjinlian. Whenever Kyle attempts something new, the boss materializes like a ghost. It made Kyle cook those boring signature dishes to draw more customers. Kyle felt like a puppet, just like a street performer's skeleton sidekick, eye-catching yet powerless. He couldn't follow his heart. At night, Kyle and colleagues went to the bar, hoping for encouragement from the food critic. He thought his signature dish would impress. The critic gave a scathing review like a water balloon hitting his face. Kyle, you're unimaginative, out of ideas, utterly uncreative. He proposed making more creative dishes instead of his own despised signature one. Kyle then opened social media and found the critic had hundreds of thousands of followers. The critic's scathing review was flying around the internet like confetti at a parade, turning his signature dish into an online punching bag, almost as worthless as a youth. That night, Kyle furiously replied to the critic on his phone, "What do you know? You wouldn't recognize good food even if it's in front of you." Unfortunately, he accidentally posted it in the comments, triggering a frenzy of spectators. Overnight, he gained 2,000 followers. The critic didn't back down and hit back, leading to an online clash until Kyle challenged him. This time, Kyle was determined to make the critic eat his words literally. He spent the whole day crafting a new. He fixed up dishes with sea urchin, honey glazed beef, and rose-steamed custard, leaving everyone raving and their stomachs growling. At dinner, the restaurant was full, everyone anticipating Kyle's culinary skills. He could finally cook what he desired. But just then, the boss descended like an unwanted fly, ordering Kyle to change the menu back to the boring signature dish. This made the frustration in Kyle's heart almost boil over. Kyle thought of resisting, but a headache arose. He asked, "You really want me to make the same dishes?" Same dish repeated. "This place has tons of reviews, customers can't wait to order. So now I've suddenly turned into a tamed gorilla." The boss' constant dismissals pushed Kyle, who had always bitten his tongue, over the edge. "If you don't want to create a menu, then why not just stop pretending to be a chef? What will happen today?" Enraged, Kyle resolved to quit his boss. He carried 2 boxes of ingredients home to vent his anger by cooking. To Kyle, those same old signature dishes felt like shackles binding his soul. Only by cooking what he wanted at home could he taste free. Meanwhile, the bar's assistants were receiving the boss' blessings, frantically working in a panic, yet they couldn't even get the signature dish right. When the critics saw the dish he previously criticized, he asked for a face-to-face with Kyle, but was told Kyle had quit. The critic smirked maliciously and pulled out his weapon, publicly mocking Kyle for bailing out online. Back at home, Kyle saw the news and nearly smashed his TV in rage. As a chef who loved food, nothing stung more than being accused of not taking it seriously by outsiders. He stormed into the restaurant, directly berating the critic. "We have no beef. Why are you making up nonsense to attack me?" In a fit of rage, he crushed the critic's cake right there, as if he were kneading dough. For individuals who are deeply passionate about their own careers, they tend to be more sensitive to the evaluations made by others. Nevertheless, there are those who, without being fully informed, unfeelingly voice their opinions. He stirred up a storm online, invalidating his hard work and jeopardizing his normal life. After some time, Kyle hit rock bottom. A viral prank video turned him from a renowned chef into a culinary roadkill, with almost no restaurant willing to hire him again. Professional setbacks triggered depression. He lost interest in his son, always appearing absent-minded and lethargic. His ex-wife suggested starting a food truck, bypassing the agony of job hunting to be his own boss and, most importantly, cook what he loved. She told Kyle that her ex had a food truck sitting idle he could borrow, but Kyle's stubborn pride wouldn't let him accept handouts. After turning down his ex offer, a PR friend called, suggesting Kyle join a reality show. After all, even bad publicity is still. But Kyle just wanted to focus on cooking, not play the clown in the script. Moving forward, he drowned his sorrows in drinks, with only his current girlfriend. Molly pointed out that being a chef didn't bring Kyle happiness. Instead, it had made him overlook important aspects of life, like his son who craved his attention. Molly's words touched Kyle. Busy with work, had let his son down in many ways. So he decided to follow her advice and spend more time with his son during this free time. Thus, they parted ways rationally. The next day, Kyle went to his ex-wife's house ready to make up for all the lost time he missed with his son. However, his ex told him she was taking their son back to Miami to visit his long-absent father and invited Kyle to come along. With his ex well-intentioned suggestion, Kyle happily returned to Miami, where he started his career a decade ago. It also held memories of his meeting with his ex-wife, a treasure trove of cherished moments that might help him clear his mind. This was one of the crucial reasons Kyle agreed to come. That night, the three of them went to his father-in-law's bar, where the lively music rekindled his long-lost energy. Even his son wore a long-lost smile. Kyle sampled the Cuban sandwich, and it made him nostalgic for its deliciousness. But his ex chimed in, "It's not anywhere near as good as what you make." Kyle paused in surprise, and his ex then casually mentioned that her ex-husband was also in Miami. Apparently, they could borrow his idle old food truck. Kyle knew visiting his father in Miami was just an excuse. Subtitle, his ex aimed to help him escape his rut. Realizing this, Kyle gladly accepted her proposal. He met his ex-husband, a guy who looked like Iron Man but wasn't as wealthy. He was, however, one of the richer folks in town. Though his comments had a tinge of humour, he ultimately agreed to lend Kyle the food truck. This old, worn-out truck seemed still in use, as if just from a junkyard.